Welcome back to the NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. That's what we do here at the NFL Draft Bible. And here we are getting you set for the 2017 NFL Draft. We are presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. Visit cgsallstar.com as well as the brand new and free NFLDraftBible.com website where you can find scouting reports, player interviews such as this one, and more. So again, NFLDraftBible.com is the place to be. And joining the Player Spotlight Show now is personally one of my favorite prospects in the 2017 NFL Draft. Coming out of Stetson University, he's the safety Donald Payne. And, I mean, you turn on his film, and he lives up to that last name, Payne. Certainly brings a lot of heat on the field. Donald joins the show now. And, Donald, we really appreciate you taking some time this evening to chat about your draft process. First things first, how is this draft process treating you? How's everything going?
Oh, it's been treating me great. It's definitely a new experience for me coming out of Stetson, a small school, but it's definitely been treating me well. I've definitely been getting a lot better on a lot of things I think I need an improvement on, and it's just been a great process. I think I picked the right agency and the right agent for me, and it's just been a great process. I'm ready to get the ball rolling.
Now, I know it's the dream of just about every college athlete to go pro in their respective sport, but when did it hit you that you had a legit shot at furthering your playing career and getting a look at the National Football League coming out of a small school, like you said, in Stetson University, where every year you don't hear a legit NFL prospect will be coming out of that program?
Definitely after my sophomore campaign. When I came into school, I just wanted to be a baller. I just wanted to come out and do the best I could. And after my sophomore year, I just had broken so many records, tying the record for most tackles in a game and leading the whole entire NCAA in tackles with 185. But after my sophomore campaign, my coach sat me down and just said, I really want to make this a living. I really love this sport, and I really have the opportunity too. So after my sophomore campaign, I just realized that if I give this 110%, I can make it to the next level and actually make something from this in the NFL. And so since that point, I've been just going hard constantly, my junior and my senior season, and right now to make that dream come true.
And looking at what you've been able to do over the past 4 years, I'm going to read off some stats now for those that are listening. I mean, don't just don't get me wrong, these are great stats, but even these numbers don't do the film any justice. Go check him out, Donald Payne, Stetson University. Over the past 4 years, you've racked up over 530 tackles, Donald, 65.5 tackles for loss, 42 pass deflections, 9 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 8 fumble recoveries, and 5 touchdowns. I mean, those are really just some mind-blowing numbers. And the instant you turn on that film, I mean, you really do stick out like a sore thumb. And, of course, I say that in a good way. How have you been able to dominate the competition from day one with the Stetson Hatters?
I mean, it's just definitely a mindset when my dad and my mother instilled in me from an early age. I mean, if I want to go out there, I want to play to the best of my ability, and I just want to go out there and just put it all on the line. I grew up playing football from an early age, about fourth or fifth grade, and I just love this sport so much. And it's really my coaching staff at Stetson really kept me grounded throughout the time. There's times I with all those awards and all the accomplishments I got, get complacent and just be okay, just being average, or be okay with how things are going. But I took it upon myself every year to be consistent with my play, and be consistent with my as a teammate, be consistent in the weight room, consistent on the field, and just keep it going and not get complacent and not take anything for granted. So my coaches and my family really instilled that into me, and I just wanted to be the best on the field at all times. And without my teammates keeping me grounded also as well, like, I've been able to accomplish so much. So I really do have to appreciate my teammates, my family, and my coaches.
Absolutely. And not only did you have a major impact on defense over the years, Donald, but you made a handful of plays on special teams as well, blocking 3 kicks just this past season. Now, before this season, if I'm not mistaken, you never had a blocked kick. So what did you do in the offseason leading up to your senior season? What did you do? What did you see this past season to block not 1, not 2, but 3 field goals?
Well, one of the things my coach sat down with me and said is, if I want to make it to the next level, the position I play and the school I'm coming out of, I'm definitely going to have to play special teams at the next level. And he told me anytime I'm able to, any special team this year, I need to make a name for myself. I need to go hard just like I do when I'm on the defensive side of the ball. And so I took it. So he sat me down. He told me things I could do, work on, punt team, punt block, field goal block, anything, any of those teams that the scouts could look at and say, hey, this guy can play special teams. So I took it upon myself and just said, when I go out on the field every day, just try to block a field goal. And this year I was able to get a couple, and I was able to make some plays off of them. And so I just realized that at where I'm at right now, if I wanted to make it to the next level, I need to play special teams. I need to take special teams seriously, because in college sometimes we take special teams for granted, and sometimes people on the field take special teams for granted. But it's definitely a big part of the game, and I know if I want to make it to that next level, that'll be a big part of my getting there.
And of course, yeah, I mean, we see it every year now in the NFL. There are guys that are just making a living off of special teams, whether that's being a return man or just a special teams ace, being a gunner, whatever you call it. You certainly were up for the challenge this past season, though, and again, 3 blocked field goals. Now, Donald, I'm sure scouts have been in and out of Stetson University to see you in person. I mean, were you able to meet with any of them? What have those conversations been like with NFL scouts?
There was quite a few NFL scouts at our practices this past fall. It's probably 2 or 3 came every week, and they just wanted to see how I practice and see my work ethic and just see this thing they've been hearing about. I know they heard all the stats, they hear all the accolades, but I believe my coach is telling me they just wanted to come see in person what this guy was getting all this hype around the land was about. And so, I mean, they really just wanted to see how I move, how I play. I didn't get to talk to too many of them. They just came, talked to my coaches, talked to my strength staff, talked to actually a couple of my teammates to just see how good of a teammate I was, that I actually put in work in the weight room or in the film room, and they took a look at my complete game films, and 'cause they don't want to just see the highlights. They want to see how you play on 100% of the time. Do you take plays off? Are you lackadaisical in your technique? And so they definitely took a look at that. I mean, it was definitely a cool little process. Not being highly recruited out of high school, it was kind of new for me seeing NFL scouts being at practice. But I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely I took it upon myself to let them know that that basically I'm a player that should be getting looked at, and hopefully they like coming to the practices.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think you've lived up to that hype that you've been receiving, and I mean, you certainly have earned an opportunity at the next level. Of course, we're still a couple of months away from the NFL draft, but I know that you've been training, getting ready for your pro day, and obviously that's what's next on tap. I know that you've been training with Chip Smith in Atlanta, getting ready for your pro day. I know a few other defensive backs are out there working as well. I know Chip has Ray Buchanan as a defensive backs coach, and if you're an NFL fan, you likely know Ray Buchanan and what the type of career that he put together in the NFL. I mean, how's it going training at really one of the top pro day training facilities?
Oh, it's been great. There's so many athletes coming in out of there, and there's so many great athletes, people fast, strong, and it's just good to see everybody together. Just basically the competition that I have to deal with. Being at Stetson, I've only seen the people I got to play against, and see people on TV and things like that. But getting to train with people from Miami, Mississippi State, from all over the country, got to see NFL players coming in out. LaShawn McCoy, cornerback from AJ Bowie from Bowie from the Houston Texans. Just see people come in and out and to see the work you have to put in to make it to the next level. I mean, I had a great experience at Chip Smith. I'm currently back in school right now, finishing up my training. But Chip Smith was a great experience. I got a lot leaner. I got put on some more muscle while I was up there, and so we had a great nutritional program. The nutrition lady, Maria down there, did a great job with me, and our agent definitely helped us out, and it was a great process, and I've enjoyed it, and I definitely will be going back to Chip Smith soon.
And you know what? You're gonna be just another. You're gonna. I'm sure your jersey's gonna be hanging up there just like everybody else's. I mean, again, you mentioned AJ Bouye of the Houston Texans actually just signed a monster deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He got a big payday today. I think that's pretty promising to see a guy like that come from Chip Smith. And you know, kind of the same journey that you took, at least with the Pro Day circuit. Now, any details on your Pro Day, Donald? I mean, when and where will that be taking place at? Will Stetson be having a Pro Day for you guys? Will you be taking part in another school's Pro Day? Any idea when and where your Pro Day will be?
I will be having my Pro Day at UCF. It's March 22nd, so that's 2 Wednesdays from now. Yeah, it'll be around 1 o'clock in the afternoon at UCF facility. We had the opportunity to have a Pro Day at Stetson, but we decided, a couple other players and coaches decided it'd be better if we did our Pro Day at UCF. They just have better facilities and inside turf and things such as that. So we decided to go with Pro Day at UCF on March 22nd.
All right, yeah, Central Florida should be a great turnout. Best of luck to you over there, of course, March 22nd. Again, we're chatting with the 2017 NFL Draft prospect, Donald Payne, the safety out of Stetson University here on the NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show. Don't forget you can check out this interview as well as more NFL Draft material over at NFLDraftBible.com. And just a few more questions, and then we'll let you go, Donald. Really do appreciate your time. Now I say safety. I know there's some guys that are out there that are thinking you're more of a Dayon Buchanan type player that could play safety or linebacker. I mean, how do you see yourself as a football player playing defense, and how do you think teams are viewing you right now as we're just a couple months away from the NFL Draft?
I mean, at Stetson, I believe I was a safety, and really just my coach would tell me on the field is, hey, go make a play, being a playmaker on the field. But my agent has been talking to a few teams, and some teams have me marked down as a safety, and some teams have me marked down as an outside linebacker. So I believe at Pro Day, I will be doing DB and linebacker drills just to give those teams a sense that they have me a linebacker to do so. But I'm really available for any position, anything they want me to do on the field. I mean, I'll take part in. They want to play safety, I'll do safety, outside linebacker. Right now I'm weighing about 220 to 223, and so that's pretty heavy for a safety, but I'm still able to move and still have my quickness and still so as of right now, kind of hearing on the fence about safety, being a hybrid linebacker, so to speak, kind of how I played at Stetson. So it's been a little bit of chatter about that. So on Pro Day, I'll be doing both linebacker and DB drills most likely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. And you know what? I'm sure if they wanted you to play nose tackle, I'm sure you would be right there lining up on the defensive line as well. That's what it certainly sounds like. Now, talking opponents, Donald, I mean, playing in the Pioneer League, especially this past senior class, I know there's been quite a bit of talent. Who do you feel is the best player that you've lined up against over the past 4 years? I mean, is there anybody specific that really sticks out when you think of past opponents?
Yeah, it's definitely a good amount of people that I play against that really have some great skill sets. But I would definitely have to say the Drake tight end, Eric Sauber, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He's just a physical beast. I think he's about 6'3", almost 6'4", went about 250, playing tight end, and still has good enough speed to break away. I think over my years here, he's definitely was one of the hardest people to cover and the hardest people to actually play against. He's just strong, tall, and big, and just a physical specimen. So I definitely think he's probably the. I love great competition, so I love playing against him. But definitely one of the best players I played against being in the Pioneer Football League.
And his name has really heated up over the past couple of months. Had a big East-West Shrine Game week, was invited to the Senior Bowl, and, of course, last week was in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. So, again, I mean, like you said, a great talent there for sure. Now, let's say you had to go back and choose one game out of your entire collegiate career for an NFL scout to go back and watch. Is there a specific game or two that you have in mind?
Yeah, there's probably a couple. I mean, my coach would always say, why not show him the Campbell game from 2014 where I was able to get 30 tackles. That was pretty good. But I would definitely say I actually would have to say this year versus Campbell, just because I was injured. I got hit. I got blindsided a little bit in the very beginning of the game. but I stuck it in there, and I still ended up making the game winning play with one of my teammates, blocking the kick, and
That's right.
him picking it up, turning it close to the end zone, tossing to me, and me scoring it and making it on ESPN Top 10. I think it just showed, I guess, as a team, showed our relentlessness and me not wanting to give up and me just persevering through some pain I was dealing with and still able. I told my teammate from that play, hey, I'm going to get this block kick. I'm going to get this thing. I'm going to get the field goal. And being able to make that block kick for my team and my teammate running it back, me scoring the game-winning touchdown definitely was one of the greatest games I've ever been a part of, and probably the greatest play I've ever been a part of. And making it on ESPN Top 3 was just a little added bonus. That's all it was. But definitely, I would have to say maybe that game.
All right, yeah, sounds good. And no doubt, I mean, growing up watching Sports Center every morning, you're always looking forward to watching the top 10 and the not so top 10 as well. And to see yourself making a play like that, and then turning on ESPN the next morning, seeing it right then and there also, I have to think that was pretty surreal. Now, you know what, I think, and it's no secret, Donald, I think you have a very unique skill set that very few, if anybody else in this draft class has. Like you said, I mean, there are teams out there that do see you as a safety. There are teams out there that do see you as an outside linebacker. What do you feel separates you from any of the other, I'll just go defenders, defensive players in this year's draft class?
I would definitely have to say instincts. If anybody turns on my film, they can definitely see the instincts I play with. Technique and discipline, yes, but the instincts I have when I know a blocker might be coming outside, and I know I got to get on the outside because I have to set the edge, or knowing being in the film room so much, I know the route combinations from the slot and the outside receiver coming, and I make a break on the ball. There's the instincts I have for when a play is coming, or instincts I have when a play needs to be made. I think that's one thing that separates me from other defenders in this draft, and I think that's one of the reasons I was around the ball so much and making plays constantly, because I mean some things can be coached and some things can't. I think it's one thing that my coach helped me out with, but one thing I was just instilled with that I was able to use to my advantage while playing in the Pioneer Football League. And so I think that's one thing teams should definitely know about me, and that I'll bring those great instincts to the next level, and while also keeping my discipline and technique.
Hey, you guys heard it here, a very instinctive football player, and you see that in a number of different ways when looking at his film, or even if you just want to go out and check out his highlight tape, you see it right away. Final question for you, Donald. Really appreciate it. Let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're tuned in and listening to this very interview. Why should they want Donald Payne out of Stetson University a part of their organization? How are you going to make an NFL team better?
Well, first, I would bring a great energy to the locker room. Any locker room, I bring great energy, bring great effort, 100% effort each and every play. I'll be able to persevere through any small nagging injuries, anything that's not about football that day won't be talked about. Anything that's not about when I come on the field, things are going away. Things are much easier. And so when I come on the football field, they definitely have somebody who's going to give it 110% each and every play. Doesn't matter where you put me, special teams, linebacker, or safety, and I'll be out there giving 110%, and I'll just bring great energy to the field, fun, loving energy to the field and to the locker room.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, not one bit. Certainly take your word for it. Donald, really appreciate you taking some time to join the show. Really happy we were able to chat with you. Congratulations on what was really an incredible collegiate career. I mean, I really kept my eyes on you the past year and a half or so, and it's been a lot of fun. And of course, best of luck to you at the UCF Pro Day, March 22nd, and we're going to be keeping our eyes on those Pro Day numbers that you put up, and of course where you land come late April in the 2017 NFL Draft. Really looking forward to seeing where this journey takes you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it so much. I think thank you for keeping an eye on me and being supportive of me and my journey for the last year and a half. I appreciate it, really do.
Hey, my pleasure. Best of luck to you, man. Take care.
All right, you too, sir. Thank you.